So I thought right now would be the perfect time to talk about something that's been bothering me. As you can see right now, I'm in a little bit of a fidgety thing. This thing is cool, okay, like this. It's just like, I don't know, I love things like this, and I just like to, gotta show you guys all my fidget toys at some point, but that's another day thing. So, not today. Oh, but I could show you my Dwight Schrute from The Office, because he's my favorite character from The Office, so. Dwight Schrute. What's your dentist's name? Crentist. Your dentist's name is Crentist? Guess that's why he decided to be a dentist. What I came on here to talk about, let me put this down. You know, sometimes we don't need to be fidgeting. What I came here to talk about is, you know, it's kind of crazy how things are going right now, just in general. Life, the world, and you know, something that I just think that we've lost touch with is this sense of connection that we all should have to each other, and we've lost that. We lost that a long time ago. But I mean, you know, there's people out there who give us that feeling again, and they come around, you know, every so many years in history, people like that show up, and they show up because they're trying to teach us something, and we can either learn from them and realize that, or we can go against everything and not listen to any of it, just not give it a fair chance to be spoken, if that makes sense. I feel like, and this is something I was talking about a while back, but we're reaching a point with humanity, and this has been something that they've been talking about on different shows and stuff, and this is just my personal belief. This doesn't mean that it's real. This doesn't mean that this is what's happening. I want to be clear about that. But I'm at the point in my life where I kind of want to have a more defined sense of my spiritual beliefs, and I have kind of put it on the back burner to address and to think about. But now I would like to share some of that with you. So here's what I believe. I believe that every so many years in history, there's a person in the world that comes up, and they take the world by storm with their presence, and something big happens, or they do something, and they're there because they're trying to teach us something, and we have to learn from it so that we can advance and move on as a society. Because if we don't, then this entire thing, this earth, was all for naught. Because I can tell you right now, let's think about it for a second. If we are trying to colonize another planet, what makes us think that planet Earth is the first time that this has happened? What if humanity existed on another planet prior to Earth, and we are just the new and improved versions of that planet of people? I mean, it's possible. That doesn't mean that it's probable. I mean, it's possible, right? I mean, I think it's kind of probable, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's possible. So with that being said, when we see these types of figures pop up, we need to listen to them. We need to not look at that and just immediately push back. Because if we immediately push back against something without giving it the fair amount of attention that it deserves, without listening, without really trying to understand, then we're even further back than I thought as a society. Because the problem is that we've lost our sense of connection. I think there was a time when humans had more of a psychic connection and could communicate without language and could just communicate with the mind and like nonverbal cues. I do think stuff like that has been the case in the past. And I think we all possess this greater, higher consciousness, this spirituality, and it's about kind of letting go of everything that makes us of this earth. You have to let go of that stuff, and you have to think about the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is the higher purpose, and that's what we're meant for. And in this case, I think that we're meant to do everything we can to help humanity succeed. And I don't think that politicizing science is good for that. And I think history has shown that to us, but we don't listen. So, long story short, the people who have been criticizing before really giving it a chance, you are actually making history with your non-action. And that history is a history where history is forgotten, where people are shut out, where their discoveries don't matter. We don't need to be in a world like that. We need to be in a world where it's encouraged: discovery, science, exploration, all of that. So can we, as humans on this fucking globe, stop politicizing science so that humanity can advance, reach a higher state of consciousness, and save ourselves so that we don't all die out and become extinct like the dinosaurs? Or are we going to sit on our little selfish fat asses and talk about, cupcakes and dandelions versus, robots and aliens? I mean, the greater purpose is us. I don't think there is a big person up there. I think it's a feeling. It's a spirituality. And we all have it within us. And we can activate it. But only if we believe and we all work together. So I know that sounds very Care Bearish, but it's the fucking truth. So, what part of history do you want to be on? What kind of changes do you want to make in this world? Decide now. Figure it out. Because we don't have time for this. We don't have any more time for this bullshit. Thank you. That's been my PSA about stuff. Woohoo!